Here with Stephen Baldwin, who seems a little drunk.
How similar are you and I?
I'm good. If you need the charge, take it.
I'm good because I have.
Oh, I've seen these. Sweet. I gotta get me one of
The
those.
Mac Daddy. Yeah, you charge.
And I'm gonna jump over here.
See, you know, guys stealing my charger. So we're doing. Do I have to stand?
No, I can kneel down next to you
Cool,
if you
that'd
like.
be great.
All right. This is Russ Burlingame for Comic Related. We're here at the New York Comic Con 2009 with Stephen Baldwin. He's a filmmaker, actor, and the extraordinaire.
Yeah.
And the writer of The Remnant for Boom Studios. Why don't you tell us a little bit? We spoke to Caleb earlier today.
Right. He's the writer. Myself and Andrew Cosby, we are both the co-creators of the idea for Remnant that was then later fleshed out in a much greater way by Caleb. We have our two wonderful artists, as Azetta is doing our covers. It's just been over the moon, beyond any gratification I could ever have as far as doing something creative that was really cool and different and unique. Boom Studios is rocking. So The Remnant is our own kind of spooky, we call it the Supernatural 24. It was originally an idea I had for a TV show that I brought to Andy Cosby as the creator of Eureka on the Sci-Fi Channel. I thought that maybe we could do something together. But when I told him the story of Remnant, we collectively agreed that it probably would be a much cooler comic book first. So here we are.
Now, because of Eureka's relationship with Boom, is that how you guys ended up landing here?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. I mean, my initial meeting was with Ross Ritchie from Boom and with Andrew Cosby, and it was really just kind of a more casual thing. Just how do we, Baldwin's got some ideas, and let's make a TV show. And when I mapped it all out, when I laid out what the story initially for Remnant was, Cosby just freaked. He was just like, no, dude. Like, it could go here, it could go there, it could, And we said, let's not rush it and start it as a comic book and then take it from there.
And one of the upsides, obviously, with a comic is production costs stay low. So do you have a long-term plan, and do you know how long you're looking to run the comic?
Well, 2009 will just be the first 4 episodes of The Remnant, which the comic book will later become a graphic novel, and we'll have the ability to flesh out the story even more then. From there, it could easily become a television series or a series of novels, or even go to the big screen as feature films. What's cool about this process is it allows us to kind of lay out the story and storyboard it in a comic book form as we continue to think about new directions for the future.
Now, one of the interesting things that's going on with something like The Remnant is that, you look at Jeff Katz, who does a lot of horror comics for Dynamite. Right now, he's doing stories that he did not pitch to movie studios when he was a movie executive,
right.
And he's creating original properties for comics and immediately turning them around and selling them to the same movie studios where he used to work. Is that kind of what you're looking at here, where it's like it just makes it easier to have something in hand and just go to them and be like, look, this is how it works?
Well, that within the industry of both, film, television, or any, publishing, I think starting in this way kind of lends more to that process in a greater way. That's not our goal, and I know that sounds like whatever. It's just, I'm being honest with you, it's like the process of pitching TV shows and writing the scripts and all that, it sucks. It really is. It's a crappy, creatively, it doesn't allow you to enjoy it, in my opinion, as much as this process. This process is like, hey, here's the idea. Now we're seeing it. Now we're moving it forward, improving on it. So I think that the future of potentially that process of the comic book to graphic novel to whatever other medium, I think is one that's going to, down the road, create for higher quality stuff because it's more well thought out.
And obviously, as somebody who's dealt a lot in film and in TV and Hollywood, you can kind of speak to how much easier is it to just kind of have a concept and then 6 months later have a book in hand, as opposed to in 6 months still be looking for your lead actor?
Again, as long as you can align yourself with creative people that are down with what you're doing, you know what I mean? I was very fortunate that the Boom guys were somebody I could just, there wasn't a lot of disagreement. Okay, Stephen, we're going to get Paul Azazetta to do the covers. Okay, we just had a great group of people come together very quickly that dug the story. I have a new concept that I'm creating right now with Andrew and Ross as a result of this. That's a super creepy, dark kind of idea, which y'all will be hearing about. But exactly what you just said is the case. You know what I mean? Which is, it's just when the synergy's there and it works, it could really be far more creatively gratifying than anything else.
And one question that I had, simply because this relates to end times. Obviously, you're a well-known evangelical. How do you balance kind of the feeling that you should be having a kind of true depiction of end times versus just making sure you're telling a good story and that it's entertaining?
Well, I think that, the fun for myself and Cosby and the whole creative team with The Remnant has been, we're not calling this isn't a Christian comic book. As we said, it's like a Supernatural 24, and if you're hip enough to know enough biblical storyline, you're going to see the layers that we put in there. I don't think. Listen, it's not the goal or the purpose of Remnant to, as a comic book, to proselytize anyone. That's not the goal. If somebody turns around and goes, you know what, this has some Christian undertones and it's freaking cool, amen. That's what we're looking for. You know what I mean? It's about time that content related to Christianity come out that was unafraid to go there, but at the same time unafraid to, not be edgy and hardcore.
And to that extent, one question I'd have here at Boom, have you dealt with Mark Waid a lot? Because obviously, if you're looking at a comic book that has Christian undertones without beating you over the head, Kingdom Come probably has to be one of the best examples of the last 20 years, and he was the writer of that. Do you deal directly with him in any way?
Nope. No, not yet. I'm just kind of creating our own brand here. I really, Ross Ritchie has been instrumental. He's a pretty laid back, but still very, very committed Christian. And again, it's not about having to wear it on your sleeve. Now me, Stephen Baldwin, has a different calling. In what I do ministry, I do movies in Hollywood. I'm developing a TV show that's my own reality show with Mark Burnett right now from Apprentice and Survivor. And, so I'm still doing the things that I've always done. Just trying not to do all that stuff that has too much gnarly content, that's gratuitous, But for me, it's kind of nice that I can, dip my toe into multiple waters here creatively. You know what I mean? It's kind of fun.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Stephen.
Thank you.
And again, The Remnant from Boom Studios. It's everything that I've seen so far. It looks really good. Caleb was very, very articulate in getting into the nuts and bolts of the storylines, part of why we talked so much about the publishing with you. So, all right, thanks
Pretty
very
cool
much.
artwork, huh?
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot.
All right. You can hold yours so I'm not right in your frame.
Hey everybody, this is Stephen Baldwin at Comic-Con 2009, and thank you for watching Comic Related.
Perfect.
In one.
Actually,